people go to the circus to watch the clowns perform so that they can forget their own troubles for a while. Nobody goes to the circus to watch the clowns sit down and talk about how hard their lives are right now.
Let us prepare to tangle in a raucous fashion.
Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. Hokey SMOKES. I slept, but that's because it was really cold last night, and I tend to sleep better when it's cold. Yay! But past that, oh boy, it has not been wonderful. Yay, depression for the win. So I have therapy today, so it's 8:03 a.m. My therapy is at 9, so it's going to be kind of a rush getting stuff done today, but oy vey, I need to talk to my therapist. My depression trough is just horrific still. I've been trying to come out of it, and each day, even my Ritalin is just having so many issues. It's absolutely terrible, and greetings, welcome to the day. Life is still okay. It's this depression right now is blowing. And of course, front loading of YouTube videos. Hey, if you could toss me a like, that would be cool. If you could subscribe to the channel, that would be awesome. If you could leave me a comment, I answer as many as I can, and I read and thumbs up every single comment. And of course, I would like to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons. These literally beautiful and literally awesome people are helping to keep me literally alive, and my pets literally alive. My little kitty cat and Ghost the hamster. So thank you, each and every one of these very beautiful, very awesome people. And if you'd like to become a very awesome and beautiful person, if you could become a patron, that'd be very cool. Links are in the show more video description. Yay! Front loading of videos over. Especially, on the one hand, I don't really want to talk about my depression too much. But on the other hand, of course, I did the channel for my mental health. The reason I don't want to talk about my depression too much is, people go to the circus to watch the clowns perform so that they can forget their own troubles for a while. Nobody goes to the circus to watch the clowns sit down and talk about how hard their lives are right now. They don't want to do that. They want to watch the clowns perform so they can forget. So that's why I don't want to whine too much about depression, because life is life. But with my Ritalin, I take my Ritalin first thing in the morning, and I get up about 5:30 because I'm hurting, I'm sore, I'm uncomfortable. It's just time to get out of bed so I don't hurt anymore. So I get up around 5:30, and then I take my first dose of Ritalin. The day slows down these past couple weeks ever since my biochemical depression trough started again. Day slows down. But my thoughts aren't any clearer. So I've got an 8-hour period of just, 6-hour period, because the meds only last for like 5-6 hours. 6-hour period where it's taking 6 hours for 6 hours to go by, but I'm not able to think any clearer. My thoughts are still just 1,000 ping pong balls in a wind tunnel, and every time they impact, I get distracted onto something else. And then the afternoon comes, when I take my second dose of Ritalin. And then, by 2 or 3 o'clock, it feels like I'm not even on it anymore. The day has gone from 1 hour takes an hour, to the next 2 hours take about an hour, to the next 3 hours take about an hour, and the next thing I know, the day's over. And I can't do anything, because also I hit around noon, and just everything has gone from slightly depressed and able to at least survive to that gray fog just falls over everything, and I'm living in a half-tone gray world. No taste, no color, no pleasure, no joy. I tried to get stuff done. Oh man. Today is the 10th. My Ritalin is due today. I was only able to call it in yesterday. So that's great. And then of course, from 6 o'clock onward, it's just like that. From 5 o'clock onward, I'm starting to get ready to go on walkies. But I start about 5:30, 6 o'clock. And when I finish, it's a little after 7. The time just goes tick-a-tick-a-choo. And then I go out on walkies, and I leave at around 7, and when I come back, 2 hours at least are gone. And then the day I sit down at 9:30, 10 o'clock here to relax a bit before bed, and it's just chop, chop, chop. It's after midnight already. So the days are zooming by, except in the morning, and then I'm not even able to take advantage of this because my thoughts are still just everywhere, and then it takes the slow space and then whoosh. So again, I don't want to whine about it too much. Nobody goes to the circus to watch the clowns talk about their issues. But oy vey, it has made doing anything so difficult. I don't know if there's a super extrinsic factor, external to me, or if it's just a whole bunch of my thoughts combining with my biochemical stuff, because my life is bad, but it's been this way for years now. I mean, my financial situation is bad. I can't afford clothing. This stuff has had holes in it for years. I can't afford new clothing. I can barely afford food. If my rent goes up anymore, I'm not going to be able to buy anything at all except for rent. So, I mean, the situation's bad, but it's been bad. I mean, it's not getting worse quickly. This is the way it's been. So it's not like it's suddenly weighing heavier on me and I don't know what's going on. I do want to talk, of course, to my therapist about it since I have therapy today, so oy vey. So yeah, I mean, yesterday I tried to get stuff done. Thing is, except for even toward the late part of the day, because everything just is gray and lifeless, I haven't been able to play anything. And then when I was able to push through and start playing something, the only thing I've been able to play is Vampire Survivor, whatever the heck that's called, that $3 bullet hell type game, because there's like no thought involved. I just move the fingers of one hand and I can play. I tried playing so many other things, and this goes to show just how hard it is to do stuff. I mean, normally a game will load up pretty easily. The games that load up a little bit longer, I might not be able to last through, especially right now. If it takes more than like 5 seconds to load, by the time it's loaded, generally I'm over it. I'm done. I don't want to play anymore. If it's 5 seconds to load up, no. And then I just sit here and do nothing again. But they have the game, 7 Days to Die, and I loaded it up yesterday, and for the very first time, it loaded up an anti-cheat program to go with it. Easy anti-cheat. That took a very long time for it just to load. And then after about 3 to 5 minutes, I can't remember exactly how long, while I was waiting for the game 7 Days to Die, and it was only 25% loaded. That one, it was just, no, I don't know what the hell they've done to it, but no. But even other stuff, loading it up, and it's like, okay, it's loading. It took too long. I don't want to play that anymore. So I've been living with that. The one thing that I did get excited about was the game Gun. It's 2005 by Neversoft. I've seen it played. My housemate played it way back in like 2015. Came out in 2005. Oy vey. The resolution is the maximum resolution you can get is 1280 by 1024. I'm used to 1920 by 1080 anymore. Sure, I started off playing Doom at 320 by 200, and then 320 by 400, and then when Windows went to 640 by 480, that was pretty cool. And 800 by 600, yeah, I was playing with my monitors to get that. And when I could get 1024 by 768, that was awesome. And then bumping my way up to the current, I'm happy with 1920 by 1080. Any higher and my icons are going to get smaller, and I'm not really going to be able to see any difference with my eyes and current tech. But playing stuff that's low resolution is so painful now, especially since the view is zoomed in tight. So you got a 1280 by 1024 screen, and the character's like this big in the middle of this thing. It's huge, and it's painful to my eyes, and yet at the same time I did give it a shot. Unfortunately, playing on keyboard, and I don't know if keyboard has anything to do with this. I'm going to try it again with controller. But I had to quit the tutorial because it was a horse racing part. You have to race this one person. They show you how to jump. They show you how to sprint. They show you, hey, do this stuff and you can run around. You can sprint your horse. You sprint your horse a lot, you're going to tire it out. You'll make it mad. If you do it so much, you can even die. So I had to go on this race. If you don't use sprint, you're going to lose the race because this character is too fast that you're chasing. So you got to have your sprint. But if you do use sprint, you have to keep using your sprint. This character is so fast, you can't beat them without using sprint. But if you use the sprint, you use too much sprint, and then your horse either kicks you off or dies, and you fail the race. So I can either not use sprint and lose the race, or I can use sprint and lose the race. So I quit out of frustration because that was very ridiculous, and then just went on from there. Now, I've tried to do as much creative thinking as I can while on walkies, and walkies last night was nice. I've changed my route. I'm still trying to find the correct path, and it took a lot of mental thought to try and figure out the right ways and right numbers of blocks to go around. But I was trying to think of creative stuff while doing so. I've thought about the various characters that I have. One big thing was with the one character I've mentioned, gal Adea, and how she's not even a 1 in 1,000 or 1 in a million. She's just a normal person living in the Crimson Kingdom who, when she was 12 years old, had a bunch of things happen that set her on a course. She ended up with a cool sword that she and her kid friends found when they found a dungeon type area that showed up. And they got some neat stuff. She got a sword, and then she decided that she was going to start practicing because the world is dangerous. From 12 to 15, she did so. Practiced. You know, she was a teenager. From 15 to 18, she trained hard. And then when she was 18, her training paid off. She's in her late 30s now. She's had 3 of these types of encounters, and the first one, if she hadn't had her sword, many others would have perished with her. She was feeling nervous in this one area. Stuff didn't feel right. Has her weapon out, hand weapon out for distance, has her sword out, and is just looking around and waiting because stuff doesn't feel right. And then there's a noise, and this big damn lizard comes tearing out from around the corner and racing towards somebody that's there. Well, she's already got a weapon out, so she just tracks and fires one shot. Thinks that's going to do it. Hits the thing in the neck between ear hole and shoulder. And all that does is attract its attention to her instead of what it was running at. So it's running at her now. It braces, pushes, and is chasing, coming at her. Well, she starts swinging her inertial sword while aiming the other weapon and firing off a three-round bursts right between its eyes. Well, the first 3 shots tear all the skin off because it's thin, facial skin, and then the next 6 bullets go wham, wham, wham right into bone between the eyes. That's a shocker to the lizard. It certainly didn't expect that. It doesn't hurt the lizard. I mean, it causes pain, but no real damage. And so it's slowing down going, what the hell is this? Go boom, 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 boom. Oh, my head hurts. And she's been swinging this inertial sword, hits the thing, and that's hard to work with. You have to really push and use your whole body weight to try and move this thing once it's got its powered part on. But when it does hit, well, it's recovering slightly, still running forward, and whammo, this sword thing hits it in the side of the head like a Mack truck pulling 2 trailers full of molten lead. Under normal circumstances, most creatures would simply vibrate into granulated meat paste right off of their bones under such an impact. This thing, on the other hand, when the blade hits it across the side of the head, it is slammed into the concrete of the walk that they are on, and the concrete just shatters. And this thing gets back up. But it doesn't get up to fight, of course. It takes like a few seconds to get up, and then it sort of wanders in a circle or to the left while its one leg doesn't really work. And then after about 10 seconds of that, it's able to go and then look, and it's like, it didn't expect this. It came here to get a quick meal. It didn't expect a fight. It didn't especially expect this kind of fight. Side of its head tore open, down to the bone. A line chunked out through the bone. But this thing is still alive. But it just looks at her and takes off. And before it even hits the corners, it's off through different layers and gone. So yeah, she manages to save herself and others, and well, that was at 18 years old. If she hadn't had that special sword, well, they all would have been just lunch that day. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. I'm going to go through and thank however many people have left me comments. It's never many anymore, but anything more than 0 is awesome. Thumbs up and thank you. I don't know what my original hand sign was going to be. Sorry about that. If I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended. And even though I count in American Sign Language, well, yep. Oof. Ooh. So we have Jocelyn Williams. Thumbs up. Thank you very much. I love thinking of all this creative stuff. Popular. I cannot pronounce that in the slightest, but thank you very much. And then there's Confused Owl 29. Boy, I'm hoping it gets better soon. Depression blows, especially cyclical biochemical. Ugh. Ice Damon. Yeah, it is very quick, like thumbs up. We have Shwoody Woot. Thank you very, very much. Unknown Soul. Greatly appreciated. We have Neridium. Thumbs up and thank you. There's ALXSQI. Thumbs up. And Austin, greatly appreciated. Writing in the Maldives, thumbs up. And thank you very much. We have Ice Damon, greatly appreciated. The Pepper Challenger 2, thumbs up. Thank you very, very much. Is there anyone else in there? And then Ben B, greatly appreciated. And thank you all. 12 people who left me comments in the past 24 hours. Thumbs up. Get me out of my head, into the world, dealing with real people, if only in text and if only for a short time. Thumbs up and thank you. And of course, with my hands in the air, hey, don't know where the show more is for the device you're watching this on, but there's links to all my channels, as well as my Twitter, Facebook, Patreon inside. And again, I'd like to thank each and every one of these Patreon patrons. I've been meaning to and trying to change it, but my depression and the executive dysfunction, coupled with the world zooming by, I'm not finding any time at all to get it done. It will be done soon. Thank you all so very, very much. It is greatly appreciated. I like being alive. I cannot tell how when I put my hands up, so hopefully I've timed that even halfway correctly. If you'd like to help me out without becoming a patron, I do have a PayPal link. And if you'd like to help me out without sending any money, there is an Amazon wish list link. If you could check that out, that'd be very cool. Do not feel obligated. I don't feel entitled. And if you cannot or you do not donate, I do take all good wishes. And I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest. So thank you very much. If you could toss me a like, I appreciate the positive validation. And if you could hit the notification bell on the subscription button, that would be very cool. So I have to edit this all, and then it'll probably be posted after my therapy session. So this will go public at right around 10 o'clock, most likely. Yay. I've got phone calls that I'm going to try and push through to do. I've got so many people to talk to, so many things I have to do, and depression and ADHD and my social anxieties and where I am on my particular autism spectrum. It is so hard and I'm failing. I need support that I just don't have. And I could apply for that support, but you need to have the support to be able to push out and apply to get the support you need to apply for. It's a mess. But until we meet again, take care of yourself with the Covfefe bug. You know it's real. People are dying all the time. It's not over. Be careful. And until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is a very good thing. I mean, no matter what, it is a good thing. Depression lies. Life feels terrible right now, but it's not. It's just depression, and that happens. You have a good day.